especially if you're like 20%. You've got a lot of work to do. Now, we're going to make it easy for you. Yeah? Make sure you focus on what you want by creating a list of things that you want. 100 things and 100 experiences. If you want more detail, you can go to that focus upgrade training. Yeah? 100 things and 100 experiences. And just to give you a preview, those of you who enter into Upgrade X and or Master Practitioner course, what we ask you to do is we're going to ask you to write 1,000 things and 1,000 experiences. Guess what? If you focus consistently and you spend that much time and energy focusing on what you want, your mind will not have room. The stage of your mind will not have room for the thinking and or the thoughts that are not welcome, right? The thoughts that are not abundant. So consider it. If you were to know, what's the percentage? And what would you want it to be? So moving on, yeah? And as I say moving on, realize that abundance is everywhere. Literally, if you think about it, money is being transferred through, all kinds of wireless waves right now, right? Your phone, someone else's phone in your neighborhood, if you're on this, on a bus or on a train or, if you're driving, there are plenty of money being transferred. It's literally everywhere. Yeah? You just reach up and grab some for yourself and or other opportunities that you want. Yeah? So next, happiness. Let's talk about happiness. What does happiness mean to you? Some people say it's not the result, not the outcome, not the destination. It's the journey. I'll tell you it's neither, and it's both. Think of it like this. This state of happiness has nothing to do with your external environment. Yeah? And if you want to think more about this and really consider more of this, you can read the book, Man's Search for Meaning. Yeah? That book talks about how your internal states can actually be separate from your external world because you're in charge of your mind. Yeah, you may not have full control over everything in your environment, but you have full control over your mind. Yes, you may feel like you're not totally in charge yet, but as you keep going, as you keep learning and practicing, you will become more and more in charge of your mind. So think about this for a moment. What does happiness mean to you? And when I say I don't think it's either, it's neither, right? And it's both. Because your emotional state can be present no matter what's going on. You can be happy when you're not wealthy or wealthy. You can be happy when you're abundant or not abundant. You can be happy when your life is working out or not working out the way you want yet. Yeah? Everything outside, yes, it has an influence, but you get to be in charge of how you feel. So happiness is a state. So some people will say, oh, I've searched for happiness by making a lot of money or creating a lot of success and I didn't find it, so money doesn't equal happiness. Okay, first off, it has nothing to do with each other. Yeah? It has nothing to do with each other. You can have both. The truth is you can have it all. You can have both. It's not like you can only have success or happiness. I know plenty of people that don't have a ton of success or wealth that are happy, and I also know just as many, if not more, of the not so wealthy and frankly financially scarce individuals feeling unhappy, right? The happiness or unhappiness, both states have nothing to do with your goals and your results and your thing in life. Now, would there be a natural cause and effect of how happy you feel when you get what you want? Sure, but you can program all of that. You can literally, based on what you reward yourself for a goal that you achieve, you can program what you feel because of certain events. You can program every feeling that comes after an event. Yeah? For example, if you go to a theme park, let's say you don't feel any emotion. You're not really that psyched about or not that excited about what's going on in the theme park. Well, what you could do is you can go on a ride or do whatever you do in the theme park and then reward yourself with something you get excited about. And then all of a sudden you would tie that excitement to the theme park. This is called anchoring, right? It's one form of anchoring. Same thing when you may say, I'm not motivated by money. Well, when was the last time you rewarded yourself when you made money? When was the last time you created success and you rewarded yourself? Or you hit your goal and you rewarded yourself? Maybe you didn't. Maybe it's been a while. Maybe you never did. How do you think you will feel, right? It's like, you tell a child, hey, if you do your homework, I'll give you popsicle. But they do their homework, you give them no popsicle. And you're like, no, we're going to have you do homework again tomorrow. And I'll give you popsicle, maybe. And then they do the homework and nothing. Over time, the child's going to grow tired of what you promised them. And frankly, just don't take any action, right? And that's what happens with the unconscious. The unconscious is the goal getter. The conscious mind is the goal setter. So if you want your unconscious mind to do exactly what you want, which is where your actions are performed and how you feel about your action and how motivated you naturally get, you've got to pre-plan, pre-program what you want. And the steps are simple. The steps are very simple. Yeah? What you do is that you ask your unconscious mind what you want. You make sure you know what the goals are and what the rewards are. You set very clear boundaries. And you need to know what you will feel as you achieve that goal. Yeah, it's part of the reward, and it's tied to the reward. So it has a triangular relationship. Like, what's the goal, what's the reward, and what you'll feel, and the three will influence each other. And when you have that relationship between goals, reward, and your emotional state, you'll find that you'll have a sure foundation of creating motivation naturally. You'll have a sure foundation of naturally motivating yourself. And over time, your unconscious mind will learn, oh, that's what you want? I got it. And then over time, as you create more and more and more of what you want, you'll find that your unconscious mind is just actually complying more to you, obeying you more over time, because you've shown that you're going to reward your unconscious mind. You're going to feel good. So yes, happiness has nothing to do with anything, but it does at the same time. It will help you achieve more if you install happiness within your journey and at the destination. Yeah. Meanwhile, you can install excitement, you can install motivation, you can install the state of feeling so good about yourself, self-love. Yeah. So I'll tell you this right now. A lot of people will say, well, guess what? Making a lot of money, sacrificing time from your family, it's not a good thing. Now, within that statement, there are a ton of presuppositions, which we teach in our practitioner training, in our more advanced training. I'll teach you how to break those down, but let me just give you a basic understanding, a big picture understanding. It's not good to sacrifice time to make a lot of money because you won't be able to spend that time with your family or whatever I said. The if-then statement there is awful. It's not good to sacrifice time. Who says, because you're presupposing, whoever said that sentence is presupposing that you have to sacrifice, to make a lot of money. And it has to be sacrificing time with family. Well, what about time watching Netflix that you could sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice, by the way, right? And nothing wrong with watching Netflix either. It's just you carve out the right amount of time. And later on this training, we will show you how you can actually extend time. Some people say we all have 24 hours, but time is relative. According to physics, time is actually relative. We don't actually all have 24 hours. You can experience time very drastically different from one another if you know how to get into an altered state where you take advantage and leverage time more efficiently. And I don't mean time management. I mean mental resource management. Because your mind can process more in the time frame that we're given. According to National Geographic, we can do 1,000,000 times 1,000,000,000 calculations per second. Well, how many of those calculations are you doing per second? A lot. And how many are you doing per minute? A lot, right? How many are you doing per hour or per day or per week? It's a lot. But how many percent of that actually is utilized? Or is utilized efficiently, right? It requires you to actually get rid of some of those things, like, how things need to be not easy, or how slow things have to be, or how much scarcity there is, instead of abundance, and that happiness is not in the journey. All of those things, those programs, have to be removed before you can fully take advantage of your mental resources. And at that point, not only will your speed increase, but everything becomes easier, and your life become more abundant. You become more abundant. In order for your life to become abundant, you must be abundant. Simple as that. In order for you to experience speed, you must be speedy and fast. In order to make things easy, you must begin to believe that you deserve to have things easy. In order for you to feel happy, right? Because you want to be happy, I'm sure. And happiness is a natural state. It's actually a natural state. Now, the question is, what causes happiness for you? Then we can actually begin to retrieve the data that's needed for us to understand what kind of anchor is there that triggers happiness. And guess what? You can program happiness, once again, with that triangular relationship to a goal by attaching a reward that naturally produces happiness. So, here's the question. Is there any prerequisite to happiness? There is none. You can be happy right now, And you can program that happiness to anything you want. So, life really is very programmable. You can program yourself to experience life however you want. Now, next, let's talk about peace. Because some people are like, well, I don't want to go that hard to achieve my goals because I'm feeling anxious, or I'm worried, I have stress. All of these things are the absence of peace. Or more like the peace is the absence of those things. However you look at it, it's really easy to find yourself at peace. One of the first things, or a paradox at the same time, is that you must allow yourself to relax and slow down your mind for a second. By slowing down, I don't mean slowing down your calculation capabilities, but I mean slowing down in terms of doing busy work. Let me give you an example.